Now today we are going to start with the topic that is called as hydrocarbons. Okay. Now basically in chemistry hydrocarbons becomes a very important topic. Okay. Now there are total three types of chemistry. Okay. One is called as inorganic chemistry. Okay. Second is called as organic chemistry, right? And the third one is called as physical chemistry. Okay. So in this particular case we are just dealing with the organic chemistry, and in organic chemistry basically all carbon containing compounds are coming into the picture. Okay. Now see, in our world our body is made up of say carbohydrates, proteins and fats. Okay. So these carbohydrates, proteins and fats, they're basically elements of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. So whenever you consider carbohydrates, it is nothing but a chain of glucose, that is nothing but C6H12O6. So again it consists of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Whenever you consider proteins, then it is again then it is nothing but made up of amino acids. So again amino acids are having the constituent as there are 20 amino acids basically. So I'll not deal with the formulae right now, but what I can say you that it is again made up of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen as well as nitrogen. Okay. And the third one is fats. Okay. So fats which consist of fatty acids, okay, and glycerol. So fats is made up of fatty acids and glycerol. So these are the two things that we are fatty acid and glycerol. Okay. So now these are the two things. Again when you go into the detail, it is again made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. So basically as far as the world is concerned, okay, it is completely biochemistry is concerned, it is made up of carbon. Now why so many compounds are made up of carbon? Now we are just going to deal with this organic chemistry, so let's go ahead with it. Okay. Yes. uh, have you understood this much organic chemistry?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So now, so first I said that carbon is the element, okay, which is present in the periodic table. Can you tell me the atomic number of carbon? Can you tell me the atomic number of carbon? BCNOF, H, HE, BE. Come on, H, HE, BE, B, C, N. So
Ma'am, sixth.
sixth. Okay. So carbon is having the atomic number as 6. Correct. So atomic number of carbon is 6. So its electronic configuration will go by 2 comma 4. Right. Now here last orbit consists of 4 electrons. Okay. Now this 4 electrons, you know that according to octet theory it needs 4 more electrons to get complete stable stable. So now to make it stable it has to form 2 comma 8. Okay. So its valency becomes 4, right? So last orbit, that means this shell is called as valence shell. So valence shell has 4 electrons and it needs 4 more electrons to complete its octet. That's why its valency is 4. Okay. Now I came up to valency. Now as far as carbon is concerned, okay, now carbon has the valency of 4, right? Now carbon can combine with itself. Okay. That means carbon can combine with another carbon, with another carbon, with another carbon. Like this n number of carbon compounds can be joined together to form a long carbon chain. Okay. Such a property of carbon to combine its with itself, okay, that is called as catenation. Such a property is called as catenation. What I said, it is a unique property of an element to combine with itself. Say for example, this is carbon atom number 1, this is 2, this is 3 and this is 4 and 5. So like this n number of carbon atom can join together to form a long carbon chain. So this unique property is basically present at a significant amount in carbon atom only, carbon element only. Okay, but so this is called as catenation, right? So we have defined catenation. Then comes, like, what, any other element in the periodic table has this property? So yes, there are some other elements like phosphorus and sulfur. They also show little bit of this property. That means only 4 phosphorus can combine with itself, and sulfur 8 sulfur can combine itself with itself. So this way you can see little amount of this property with phosphorus and sulfur elements also, but they are not to such a large extent as that of carbon. So carbon forms a biggest, or better to say that most of the compounds are formed from the carbon. So just now, as I said, in biochemistry, that is carbohydrates, proteins, fats, they are made up of carbon. Not only that, paint industry, all paints, most of the paint industries, they are made up of carbon only. Most of the plastic is made up of carbon. So basic constituent or constituent element of all these compounds is carbon. So therefore this carbon chemistry is very important. And the in carbon chemistry or organic chemistry, there is one chapter which is called as hydrocarbons that we are going to study today. Okay, okay beta, have you understood this much?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, am I audible now? Yeah, okay,
Yes,
fine.
ma'am.
So let's move on to, that is hydrocarbon. Now hydrocarbon, it's with itself, the name itself says that the thing which is made up of hydrogen and carbon together is called as hydrocarbon. Okay, so hydrogen and carbon together is called as a hydrocarbon. Now basically there are here we will divide them under 3 categories, that is alkanes, alkenes and alkynes. Okay, so hydrocarbons under 3 categories. Instead what we have to do, alkanes, that means these are called as saturated and unsaturated compounds, like that. So saturated means they have single bonded. So single bonded means C single bond C, like this the situation is there, and such compounds are basically called as alkanes. Such a compound series is called as alkane series, right? So now next is unsaturated compounds. So unsaturated compounds means the compounds which are having more than one single bond. That means, say for example, it may either have a double bond or it may have a triple bond. Okay, now here this is a single bond. Okay, here the 2 carbon atoms which are present, it is having a single bond between them, right? Now here whenever there is a double bond between 2 carbon atoms, then we say that it is the series of alkenes. So such a series is called as alkene series. And the third one, wherein the triple bond is present between the 2 carbon. Okay, so whenever there is a double bond or a triple bond, they both together called as unsaturated hydrocarbons. Okay, I'm just writing a shortcut, that is HC. Okay, and whereas wherever there is a single bonded carbon atom, we call it as a saturated. So under saturated, alkane series come into the picture, and whereas unsaturated double and triple bond are there, so alkene and alkyne series are the things wherein we say that here double and the triple bond are coming into picture. So now here the general formula of this is CnH2n plus 2. Okay, and alkenes, the formula, general formula of such compounds becomes H2n, and here the formula becomes CnH2n minus 2. So in such a situation we have to say that alkane series, they form the three different categories, that is alkane, alkene, alkyne. Okay, and there the name goes as like this, the general formula goes like this. Okay beta, understood this much? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay.